Well, it's that time again. The end of the year is upon us, and while this would normally be when I publish my top 10 games of the year, there's still a few games I want to play before making that list, so that will come out later. In the meantime, last year I made a video about the top 10 YouTube videos of 2023. That was pretty fun, so I'm doing it again. Anyway, here are my favorite YouTube videos of 2024. 2024 saw a lot of longtime YouTubers moving on or retiring from the platform. With that, they make videos reflecting on their times with their channels, the good moments with their audience. It's a bittersweet feeling as we get to see people that we've respected and admired move on to greener pastures and close this chapter of their lives. We get to be there at the end of their YouTube journey and look back on all the fond memories we shared with them, how their videos cheered us up in a tough time or made us laugh or think, but that also means that those times are coming to an end, and we won't see them make videos anymore. YouTuber video game Dunkey fixes my one problem I have with these videos, when he announces that he isn't quitting YouTube.
Hey guys, I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm still gonna make some more videos.
What? You want a real answer? Fine. The slickness of Red Dead Redemption 2 by Video Game Dunkey peels back the layers and nuance from this well-loved yet under-discussed classic and goes into detail about what makes the story and characters great. Dunkey is a very skilled YouTuber who is good at getting his points across in 5-minute dunk views, so seeing his first long-form video essay was a treat, and honestly, I hope he does more. Last year I talked about Quentin Review's 48-hour look into the Nickelodeon sitcom universe. On April Fool's, Quentin uploaded another 2-day-long video where his dad reviews the entirety of Beverly Hillbillies and all associated media. This is the highest effort April Fool's video ever. Anyway, this video is just as solid as Quentin's, and it's really interesting to hear about these old sitcoms from somebody who was actually there when they were airing. Russ is like a TV and movie buff who takes pride in having bared witness to a lot of major television events, such as Fonz jumping the shark. And on top of that, he has a massive respect for the craft, being an amateur filmmaker himself in his youth. That is really the one thing I love about online content creation. If you have a niche, hobby, or specialized interest, there's always a place for you to fire up a camera and get a video going just to talk about it. I know a lot of people hate TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but short-form content especially has contributed to bringing these niches that people otherwise glossed over straight to the forefront of their feed and exposing people to new ideas. It's a shame that we'll never see this video in its full glory due to copyright reasons, but it was nice while it was up there, and I hope to see more of Russ. Speaking of Quentin, ever since his series on Nickelodeon sitcoms ended, I've been left with a massive Nickelodeon splat-shaped hole in my heart. While it's nice to see Quentin moving on to other projects, those reviews were always something I looked forward to. A small YouTuber by the name of Cameron Likes Cartoons has me covered though. He uploaded a 2-part retrospective on one of Nickelodeon's most underappreciated studios, that being the work of Klasky Csupo. Klasky Csupo? It's spelled Kasupa. Klasky Csupo. Last year he covered All Grown Up, a well-intentioned but overall ill-received follow-up to the Rugrats. This year he released the second half of the retrospective, a video about the show that they wanted to make while they were working on All Grown Up, as told by Ginger, Nickelodeon's most underrated show. It's 2 hours long and not a second of it is wasted. This video is thorough as heck. I really need to watch this show. Llamas with Hats is back, baby! In all my time searching through YouTube videos, I've never found a series quite like Llamas with Hats. It's disturbing, yet darkly hilarious. This year, Film Cow returned to release an epilogue to properly end this classic YouTube series after a decade. These guys always had a unique style about them. Their videos have this unique sense of humor to them. I don't entirely know how to describe it. It's surreal and almost improvisational feeling, despite all of their videos being scripted. The best way to put it is that it feels like the most bizarre and intimate conversation you've ever had with a stranger. As far as animation goes, these guys are some of the site's best. They're not only responsible for Llamas with Hats, but also Charlie the Unicorn, another well-known and beloved piece of internet history, as well as some other videos that aren't as well known but are still hilarious, such as Sargnarg the Harge, Kelly the Pizza Pillar, Jenny's Second Wish, and the Fanny and Earl series.
What won't Pizza Hut turn into a crust?
Why do you do this?
What won't Pizza Hut turn into a crust? Everybody knows.
So it's a huge accomplishment when I say that this video is their best video, and it's not even close. Action Dudes by Lyle Rath is an extended parody of action movie one-liners, which is really all I need to say. It's funny, it's quotable, and I really don't want to spoil any more of it for you, so moving on. RG33 has changed the way that we as a site view anime parodies. His videos are fast-paced, witty, and inventive, taking something that was initially popularized by Uncle Al in his cartoon voiceover videos, but adding a dash of modern-day brain rot. Oh, and they're also about anime. Situations such as turning Chainsaw into an extended Office parody, having the Demon Slayer cast play Uno, or, in this video's case, making the cast of Persona 4 argue about which brand of sausage they like best. How do you even think to do that?
Okay, if not Jimmy Dean, then what would you choose for pork sausage?
Bob Evans.
Bob Evans?
Bob Evans.
Wizard sausage!
Why would you choose Bob Evans?
Why would you choose Jimmy Dean?
Shut up, senpai.
Shut up, Kanji.
Are there wizards in this sausage?
Shut up, Teddy!
It's hard to talk about why a funny video is funny without spoiling the best jokes from it, so I'll just say, go check it out. It's hilarious, and that's the truth.
The myriad of truths.
Skibbity toilet riz oh hi-yo! Alright, this one is a little self-indulgent, but whatever, it's my list. So, the Megas is my favorite band. Has been for about a decade now. Their songs can basically be described as retellings of the old NES Mega Man games, but with added context and lyrics that change the meaning of certain key events from that series. I could go on about how their album on the third game, History Repeating, takes Mega Man 3 and turns it into a story about how Rock is coming to terms with the fact that he was reprogrammed to fight a war that he will never win, and the man that he calls father has basically been keeping secrets from him the entire time. Also how this is juxtaposed with Wily's own tale of seeing himself as a failure, his jealousy of Light's success, and how that caused him to be reckless with the bots he's created, putting the world in danger. So I will, one day. But for now, I want to talk about their new song, Forever Halloween. As the title suggests, it's a Halloween-themed song, but set to the tune of Shade Man's theme from Mega Man 7. Give it a listen, there's even a Ghosts and Goblins reference in there. We're getting an Albaz anime. Okay. I don't know how to explain this, but the lore for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, not the actual show, but the cards themselves, is really cool and interesting, and often weaving complex storylines with nothing but artwork and small descriptions and master guides. Anyway, so there's one of these stories that's just the best isekai concept of all time. So a guy falls from the sky and he can turn into a dragon, and he fights an evil clown who can also turn into a dragon, and meets a small cat girl mechanic who can help build mechs to also fight the dragons, but the mechs are also dragons. But Aluber has his own mech that is also a dragon, and he's piloting it as a dragon. So then we get to the Church of Despia. Rambling aside, this series is going to be awesome, and the rest of the segments were great too. We had one on the Melfi and Charmer monsters, which were adorable, an animated version of the Ice Barrier DT storyline, Dark Magician and Blue Eyes also got a spot. As a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I honestly can't wait to see what's next. We talked about Glorb worldwide in my video about last year's best videos, but this year he released what's probably his best song yet in the bottom 3. On the day this dropped, I had this video on loop while driving home. It must have played 10 times before I even thought about changing it. The bottom 3 is the end to this year's Clams Casino arc. Taking place over the course of Glorb's last 3 songs, not only is it one of the best songs of 2024, but it's accompanied by a stunning animation showing an all-out brawl between the Krusty Crew and Plankton's gang. Watching Sandy scrap with Dennis, watching Fred rewind time in the beginning, the chorus blasting as Squidward plays Gary like a guitar, and the way it ends, I won't spoil it, but holy. Sometimes you want an elaborate video essay breaking down a classic TV series you never watched. Sometimes you want a surrealist animation that challenges your understanding of the medium and changes how we view online cartoons. Sometimes you just want 20 minutes of an old man dressed as Dracula screaming about doing a bunch of drugs and killing his ops. The Dracula Flow series by Plum Corp is simply hilarious and endlessly quotable. I've gone back and rewatched this entire thing front to back so many times I've lost count, which should say something considering it's a 20-minute long video. It never gets old, so instead of describing it, I'm just gonna play some of my favorite clips.
I'm smoking that Rasputin, hear ye, Durban poison. I'm a street creature. The weed will have you in purgatory screaming for eternity. You will relive every key mistake you've ever made in your life. AK sing like a castrati. Woo! I have no morals or belief system. I have no spirituality or anything that gives my life meaning or structure. They ask me to shoot, I do it. I have no character. They told me I wouldn't shake the city, so I shook that like a crying toddler. I come from a low-frequency environment, and I've only used cash my entire life. The only time I ever held a card was when I borrowed my cousin's President's Bank of America debit card to slice open a funnel cake at the county fair when I took my daughter there on a trip amidst a lengthy child custody battle with my ex-wife, attempting to prove to the judge that I'm a responsible father. But we all know I'm fucking not.
Definitely check it out if you have the chance. You will not be disappointed. It is hilarious. Well, that will end my list for the top 10 YouTube videos of 2024. I hope your 2024 was magnificent, and I hope your 2025 is even better. I'll see you on the next one, whatever that may be.